Once again, team, same day, recording another video I feel would be helpful for you guys. Let me go ahead and turn the soundboard on. We are going to do a tutorial on Livestream and the control of the Livestream. The button's back here underneath, almost at the very bottom on this side. You can feel the rocker switch. Notice our system comes on. Watch what it does. It all lights up. Okay. Let me back out a little bit. Okay. All right. Step one, guys, for setting up and Livestream. When you first get here and turn that on, what you need to do is go over here to right here to scenes. Okay, you select scenes. Notice what you got on the screen here. If it'll focus for me. That's weird looking, huh? Notice this right here says cues. That means that tab is open. So what you have to do, because this is not a touch screen, you have to go over here to this right button, push over one, and then notice your tab moved over to where it says scenes. Okay? So go ahead and scroll on down, which requires over here. It says scene and load. And scroll all the way down to use this. All right. DSP, which means digital signal processor. It's a new device that we just added that actually helps with dispersing the sound properly through the speakers. All right. Not going to get too involved in that, but notice I haven't done anything yet because I need to hit load. It asks me, load this scene. You say, I want to confirm that. So look at this button over here. It says load. It's pointing to the far right one here. And I hit confirm. And all of my buttons move to where I last saved a scene. Okay? One problem. All of you on the soundboard would probably know this or understand this, but you're not going to hear anything. Just because you did this, you're not going to hear anything. First of all, let's get our screen back to home. Okay? Let's go back down here to this fader, which is your master fader of all your speakers. You need to bring this up to 0. All right? Once you bring that up to 0, that's also called unity. All right? Now that we're at the general setup, notice here, inputs 1 through 8, 9 through 16, 17 through 24. These right here, this one's lit up, which means 1 through 8 is open. This group of 8 faders are all being opened up right now because that's lit up. If I hit, okay, let's show you something. Look, notice it says channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across here. All right, and they are all unmuted. Okay, red means it's muted. Okay, same thing, I'm gonna go to 9 through 16. Notice they're all unmuted except for this one blank channel on 13, which we're not using. These are the ambient mics, which are those microphones up there. They're little tiny guys. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. I'm gonna walk you over there and show you. Let me zoom in with this bad boy. See those two? It looks like a little heart up there. Right up there. That is 2 microphones that are crossed, and they are condenser microphones, which are high powered. They pick up a gnat sneezing if you have them set right. They're very accurate in their sound quality, but they only work in the direction that they're pointed at. For instance, the one that's facing this way only picks up in this area. The one that's pointed that way only picks up in that area, in a bubble like this. okay? Anyways, back to the other jargon. Hold on a minute. All right, back at the soundboard. Notice there were two microphones up there. When you hit this one, it mutes the right one. When you hit this one, it mutes the left one. The left one points that direction. The right one points to the left. It sounds weird, but that's the best way to pick up ambient sound and for them to feel like it's a true live sound in here. Because we added the DSP, the digital signal processor, these are very useful to us in the way that they're set up. Try to keep them right here in the settings. If you need a little bit more of the feel of the congregation, you can only come up about 5 decibels, which you notice it's at -5 right now. That's probably really the max you want to get in because they are so strong. So I would say pull it back to 10, -10. Also, here's where it may get a little technical. All right, so if you're done with technical, go ahead and come off the video and don't worry about it. The next portion we'll be discussing is Livestream. All right, having discussed Livestream in general to some of you guys, I was under a misunderstanding with something, and I found out where our Livestream group is. So my apologies for misleading you. Okay, I did explain to you fader flip, but what we need to do is choose bus 1 through 8. Okay, when you choose bus 1 through 8, notice that this is changed to something different. It doesn't say audience mics. It's in the same position on the faders, but this is something different. So these are tied together. So if you select one of these channels, they will both work towards the bus 1 through 8. So you can choose this one or this one, it doesn't matter, but choose one, select one, then go back over here, select fader flip, and what will happen is when I switch back to our normal microphones, now that the fader flip is on, go back to inputs 1 through 8 or 9 through 16, 17 through 24, or 25 through 32. But notice this, inputs 1 through 8, watch where they go back to. Okay, now if I hit the fader flip, we're going to go back to our in-house sound by unselecting this. Watch it. That's the way we have the settings for, well, you don't have to follow exactly this. It's all in the mix per Sunday. So don't worry about all that. Key is you will know that something's different with your live stream versus the in-house sound because it's mixed differently. Okay? Fader flip. Watch those. When I hit this, they change. The only way you'll be able to hear the settings that you've made here is by unplugging these headphones. I will look to get another set of headphones and a little more convenient way of listening to our live stream other than doing this, because look, it gets right in the way of the person doing slides while the sound person's over here trying to figure out what's going on. So just work with me for a little while. Anyways, and what you'll do is you'll put these headphones on and you'll listen to the in-house mix while you're mixing Sunday service. Once you get the settings done that you need here under your normal settings of all your inputs that are going to be used for that sermon or that service, once you get that done, then while you're sitting there waiting on them to work through songs, or randomly they'll say, hey, can you mute my mic, or can you mute my guitar because I'm unplugging? While you're waiting on that, go ahead and go over here and toy with this a little bit. Hit the bus 1 through 8. Notice it's still selected up here because I haven't selected any other channel. Then go to your fader flip. All right, this is not going to change because there's nothing different about it. Hold on. Okay, bus 1 or inputs 1 through 8. The faders, you're going to make your adjustments. You're going to mute whatever channels you need to. And then come back. You can mute the channel in the live stream too. If there's something that you don't need to hear in the live stream, for instance, aux in USB, we want to make sure that our computer is muted because they don't need to hear that audio, that music in our live stream because they think it's a copyright infringement that we're playing music that has a copyright infringement connected to it. Just keep that muted so it doesn't come through the live stream from our computer. We'll cover that kind of stuff in the other portion of live stream. But this is the soundboard aspect of live stream and general setup. All right, thanks.